We got that changed to DWT. Well, file open and make this DWT right here. Files of type right here. And then go to CAD Common, EDDT, me lowercase, and then scroll down here, and it should be B-size format right there. You get it now? Okay. Okay, just hit yes. Okay, now the first thing is erase that drawing. How's that? Since we all have the same template now. We good? Okay, now let's see what layers we have set up on this. I don't know what layers we have. Oh, looks like we have all of our layers set up too. You guys picked the right template.
Hey, do you have a center line saved in there somewhere? Yeah, you can.
No, we got to create that as a block and erase this here. There, another point here. There, this one. That has all your layers set up and everything for you too. We're ready to go. Okay. Okay. Now,
Michael.
Yes.
You pointed out we need a cutting line.
We'll get that eventually. Okay. The first assembly does not require cutting plane on it yet. So when we do that, we'll open our template and we'll create a new layer for that. Okay? You do it okay?
I'm okay. I just turned it on.
Okay, awesome. Good. Okay, you bet. Okay, now, when we do an assembly on this, okay, we have your assembly right here, your drawing. What you're going to do is you're going to draw each one of these individual parts, okay? And you're going to draw the parts and you're going to dimension the parts on different sheets. So now, to make it so we're all the same, we're going to have one sheet right here, our first sheet, and it's going to be your main assembly with your title block and bill of material. That's going to be sheet number 1. I'm going to show you how to add different sheets to a sheet set here. Then, sheet number 2 now, these will all be, let's see, that's 9. That's 3. Okay, now sheet 3 now will be front, top, right side view. Let me see something here. Okay, so that's going to be 6. Okay, so there. Okay, let's put the pivot on one sheet. On another sheet, let's put the bracket. On another sheet, we're going to put the U-support. And then you have the spacer. Let's see, where should we put the spacer? Let's see, the spacer, the bushing. Let's put the spacer here, the bushing here, and the shaft. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a set of assembly drawings with 4 pages to it. Okay, that makes sense to everybody? So on our first page, we're going to have our main assembly and our bill of material. And I'll explain this as we do it. It'll make sense. So I just want you to get going on your drawings today. Because as we talk about your assembly, I'm going to show you how to bring all your parts in. Okay? So, first sheet's going to be your assembly. The second sheet, you're going to have the pivot and the spacer drawn and dimensioned on one sheet together. Okay? Then you're going to have the bracket and the bushing on one sheet together. And then you're going to have the U-support shaft on one sheet together. Does that make sense to everybody? So what we need to do is we need to create 4 pages in our drawing set. Okay? So you aren't opening up 4 separate drawings. It'll all be in one basic page. And I'll show you the advantage of doing that. And we'll kind of go through a scenario, and it'll make it kind of easy for you to manipulate things around for assemblies. Hopefully it'll make sense to you. Okay, so everyone has your template file up, right?
Right. It doesn't have dimensioning set up, Mike.
Oh, dimension is set up? Good. Good then.
Not in this template. No.
Okay. Okay. So file, open, drawing, should save that. Here, CAD Common, EDDT. Let's come down here. And B-size format and open. Okay, and then let's erase this out of here. Okay, let's go ahead now and set up our dimensioning right now. Okay, just so that you have it all set up for you to go. Is that okay? Okay, so, so what we're going to do, I'm going to delete this one here. Save changes, no. And I'm going to delete the dovetail side. And I'm going to delete that one there. Okay, so now I just have this DWT. Okay, let's set it up for dimensioning so you're ready to go. So go to annotation right here. Hit the down arrow key. You have your 4 little tabs right here. Click the second tab is your dimension style tab. So click on that and it should bring up this window right here. What we want to do is we want to go into modify. Okay. Now we're going to be kind of quick on this and just set up the basic dimensioning parameters that we need to get going. Okay, so if you'll click on the lines tab right there first, change this number right here to 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. Okay, that's all we want to change there. Just change that to 0.125. Go to symbols and arrows. Make your arrow size 0.125. And then on center marks, hit none. So changing that to none and changing that to 0.125. That's all we're doing here. Go to text. Change your text type here to 0.125. And that's all we need to do there. Go to fit. Hit the arrows one right here. That's all we needed to fit for right now. Go to primary units. Let's change our, what are most of the precision on this drawing? What is it, 2 or 3 decimal places? Let's change our primary, our precision here to 3 decimal places right there. And then click on leading 0 suppression right there. 0 suppression, leading. Check that box. Okay, that's all we need for right now. Then we'll all have the same settings for our dimensioning. So, yes. On lines, we just changed that to 1/8 of an inch right there. Did you get everything else? Yeah. Okay, so this was 3 and check that box right there. Said okay. and set current. So now save this off, file. I'm going to save this in my, where you guys can't save it. Because I can save on my desktop. You guys can't. So make sure you save it to your thumb drive or your student drive. Okay?
There was one right after
On which one? Arrows, none? That's all. Okay. That it? And set current. Close. Then go to File, Save As. And where do you want to save it? Okay. Now, again, I think I mentioned this the other day. Please make backups. Okay? Please do not come in and say, I lost my thumb drive during the semester. I always have 5 or 6 students every semester tell me that, and we have to work through it. So please save frequently and save in numerous places and make backups, okay? The nice thing is, once you do a drawing and turn it in and you know you're not going to be modifying it, if you lose your thumb drive, that's okay. You don't have to worry about it, but don't wait till the end to copy, okay? So let's do it as we go, okay? Okay, so now, what we have right now, if you come down here, you have model and 11 by 17, these 2 tabs right here, correct? Okay, hit the 11 by 17 tab. Okay, now, what we want to do now is, remember, we have to have 4 pages, this one and 3 more pages, right? So to do that now, what we want to do, but we don't want it in our template file, do we? So we want to save this as the, what's this drawing called? Which one is this one? Shock assembly. So what we're going to do here, first of all, go back to model here, and let's save this out now as a save as, change it from a DWT to a DWG, and call it shock assembly, okay? That makes sense to everybody? Okay. Let me save mine on my desktop and hit save. Okay, so everyone should have up here at the very top right here, shockassembly.dwg. Make sure it is not DWT. Remember, you never draw in DWT, correct? Okay, now we can start adding some pages. Okay, so right down here where we have 11 by 17, click on that right there. There's your first page. So what here, and then we're going to do a bill of material right here, okay? Then we're going to have another page here, and another page, and another page, okay? So to add our pages so we can flip through, and I'm going to try to go through an example of what I'm trying to get at here, why we do it this way. Okay, so if you will, down here on the 11 by 17, right-click on that tab right down here. So you can see where I'm at? So right-click on this tab right there. Do you see where it says Move or Copy right here? Click on Move or Copy. You're going to get this window right here. We're going to want to create a copy, and we want to move it to the end and hit OK. Guess what you just did? You just added another tab down there, didn't you? You see how I'm going to add some tabs?
Like in Excel.
Yes. But what I'm going to do here now is, on your initial sheet only, you need all the tolerances. All you need on each additional sheet, on those 3 other sheets, you don't need these notes. You don't need this part of this title block. We're going to leave the revision box up here, but we don't need that area right there. And we don't need those notes. So what that does is it opens up more drawing area for you to do your individual drawings. Does that make sense? Okay. So, in fact, you know what we ought to do? Well, we'll do it this way because it's going to force you to go back to your template and do it. I was going to say we could make a second sheet in your template file, but I'm going to have you guys do that after we do it here, so you at least get to do it twice. Okay? So what let's do here now is I'm going to delete these notes right here.
Are you in the first sheet or in the second sheet?
I'm in the first sheet. Thank you.
Of course, it doesn't matter. You can
Go to the second sheet. I can reorder it if I want to. Yes.
Right. Reorder it.
Now I'm going to delete these notes there. So that frees me up a lot of space right there, right? I'm going to delete this here. I'm going to delete that there. Now, what I'm going to do here now is click on that, and I'm going to drag this down to here, and drag that back over to there, and I'm going to delete that. It's going to make me drag this point here over to here too, isn't it? Okay, then I'm going to trim off that there. So that's what you want your second sheet to look like. There's no reason to have another title block on all your individual drawing sheets. It's on your front page, right? That's where you're going to keep all the information and all your notes on your front sheet. Now, when we have notes for assemblies now, we have general notes and we have drawing specific notes. Our general notes are going to be on that first page. If we have a note specific for a part, it could be on that individual drawing. So this is what you want your page 2 to look like right here. See how I just deleted some of those out of there? Yeah, did get deleted out of it. Awesome. So now, create a copy. But now your first page has to have all that stuff in it. If you delete that off of this one, you got to go back and start over again. Okay, you have to have that on your first page. This is for your second, third, and fourth page. Does that make sense? Everybody okay with that? Your first page needs to look identical to how you brought your template in first. But the second, third, fourth, and so forth has to be like this. Okay? Okay. Now, just to make it easy for everyone here now, let's go back to the 11 by 17. And right-click that, and we can rename it. You can rename these pages to Sheet 1, Sheet 2, Sheet 3, Sheet 4, so forth. Does that make sense? Let's get in the habit of doing that now. So I'm just going to rename this to Sheet 1.
Just like Excel.
Sheet 1. This one here now, I'm going to rename to Sheet 2. Now, as I add another sheet, which one do I want highlighted now?
Sheet 2.
Sheet 2, right? Because I don't want to delete all that information back up, and I can add as many sheets as I want. So on this one, I'm going to add Sheet 3 and Sheet 4, aren't I? So let's add. So just right-click on Sheet 2 right here, move or copy, make sure you hit Create a Copy and move to the end. And then we're going to make another copy here. And then we're going to rename this right here as Sheet 3, 3, and this is sheet 4, right? Okay? So we have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet 4, right? Now we can start drawing. But look what happened now. Let's see, it wouldn't do that for us. Okay. You see where it says sheet right here now? I say everything I have you doing here, I want you to start off with doing it correctly right off the bat, instead of just doing something to get you to get going, okay? See where it says sheet right here on the title block? We're going to have to add some numbering into that. Like this one here is sheet 4, so this is going to be 4 of 4. Sheet 3 would be 3 of 4. Sheet 2 would be 2 of 4. And sheet 1 would be 1 of 4. Does that make sense to everybody? That's something you can be filling in. But just like all that extra drawing space you have now, with all that extra stuff deleted and out of your way. Okay? Okay. And everyone's okay with this right here, correct? So what I want you to do after you get going on this drawing, before maybe next week or something, go ahead back to your template and create at least 2 sheets. One with your title block for the bill of material, the tolerances, and notes on it, just like your standard one. And another sheet that looks like this. So whenever we do an assembly, all you have to do is say, bring up your template. If it has 6 sheets, then click on there and add 6 sheets, and you're ready to go. Are you with me okay on that? Okay, now, the nice thing about this whole thing is this. Let's go back to models here. As you draw this assembly, this is the only file that you're going to be drawing it in. You're going to draw every single part on this model space right here. You're going to dimension it on that model space. We have all these sheets now. We can pull up the sheet and we can actually copy, or we can insert all these into each sheet. I'll try to show you how to do that right now too. Okay? So, for instance, let's say that I'm just going to draw some lines, okay? So let's say that, okay, let's say we want that on sheet 1. Okay? Now let's also say that we want that to be on sheet 2. Sheet 3. And sheet 4. Now each one of these shapes would be your actual drawing, so right? Are you with me what I'm trying to do? So you're just drawing all of your drawings on this one file here. Okay? So now, again, this is what we want on sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet 4, right? Okay, so once we do drawings in one file, do you see how easy it is going to be to do an assembly now? Because all your parts are together, and you can just grab what part to bring in to build your assembly together. So let me show you how to put these now on these sheets right here. So you click sheet 1 right here, sheet 1 right here, and there it is right there, okay? But now if I go to model, I have access to all of them, don't I? But I just spread them out so I can do a one-to-one and I can position that in there. So if what I want is that in 1. Right now I'm 0.89. I'm going to go 1-to-1. Okay, so that's sheet 1. I'm 1-to-1, right? I go to sheet 2. Right now, sheet 2, I don't want that one, so I'm going to go here now. What I do is I want that drawing right there, right? Make that 1-to-1. Then get out of there. Go to sheet 3 now. And I want this one here in sheet 3. And make that one, I probably made it too big, you know. And then get out of model. And then I go to sheet 4 now. And I want this one here in sheet 4. And get out of model. So now what I have is I have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet 4. So all these sheets will have your individual drawings on. You see how you can do it in one drawing file now? And you don't have to open up 4 different individual drawings. You with me okay on that? And so all you have to do now back in this model space, like say here, back in this model space here, that's where you're going to draw all of your parts. You can randomly draw all your parts. And then you're going to start putting them together to put on the sheets as you go from there. And you'll dimension them all in model. When we're doing, after you get them all drawn and all dimensioned, then I'll show you how to make an assembly and a bill of material with balloons and everything at that point. Okay? So, what we have to do on this one is you're going to draw on the spacer and on the bushing, how many views do you need? 2. If they're circular parts, you only need 2 views, right? You'll need, like say on the bracket, you probably need 3 views. On the U-support, probably 3 views. On the shaft, the pivot, you'll probably need 3 views on the pivot. Does that make sense? So, really simple drawings. I mean, this is probably a slap in the face. They're so simple. But that's what assembly drawings are. And that's the heart of everything out there is assembly drawings. But you need to learn how to tie everything together. And that's what I'm trying to teach you now, is to how to give you a sheet set so you can just print all these drawings, staple it together, and your notes are reading correctly as you go through it. So I'm making you do it from day one correctly, how to get that step done. So the only thing I need to have you do now is to go ahead and just draw these parts and dimension them up for today. So that's your today's assignment. I think you can pretty well get them drawn up today, can't you? They're simple enough, aren't they? We'll see. We'll see. If you need a little time on Wednesday, we'll finish them up on Wednesday, okay? So I do have to run into the college. I got to check on a special topics class, make sure they get it going, and I got to drop off some power supplies to the IT guy over there. And so, but I want to make sure no one has any problems or questions before I go. Okay? So that was pretty easy to set it up, right? And so from now on, remember when we've ever done 2 sheets, you've just done a separate drawing for every sheet, haven't you? But the nice thing is, what happens to your dimensioning now? Your dimensioning style set up for all these different sheets, so all your dimension will be the same throughout your drawing. Does that make sense now? That's why we do it. It's going to make you do a really nice set of drawings. And then the other thing that I'm going to do with this class here is I'm working in the process of ordering all the ANSI standards books. And the what? Ordering the ANSI standards books. And then as we go in and do our notes, there's specific wording that they like on certain notes. I mean, specific wording. And text height, and spacing, gap between notes and everything. And all that's in these standards books. I want to have a set here in the classroom so that when you have a question or how do I apply a diameter or a note, text note to a circle or something, then they'll be called out specifically in these standards on how to do it.
Are they like 1,000 pages thick?
No, what they are is there are a lot of small books that thick. that make up thousands of pages, okay?
With a different subject.
But there's one for drawing sheet sizes, one for notes, one for GD&T,
No, I understand.
every
Yeah,
single thing.
Yeah.
So instead of having one big,
Well,
thick one, there's a lot of small
I
ones.
mean,
That
you
makes
know,
it
it's,
kind of more
ANSI,
manageable.
what, American National Science.
Yeah, ANSI standards.
So,
Yep.
sciences.
Yep.
Doesn't like to be precise. But Mike, can I ask you a question? So, I don't know if, this is still advanced for me, but, are we doing orthogonal projections or are we doing 3D?
Just 2D.
Oh, just
2D. Just 2D. Yeah, this is just in AutoCAD.
So how is the assembly going to happen?
How what?
How is the assembly?
We have snap modes. It's not going to be an isometric. It's just going to be a front view of it.
Oh,
That's how.
okay. It's just in Inventor, assembly means
Exactly.
a different thing.
Well, it means the same thing, but usually you do it in an isometric, your assembly, so you can see the parts better.
All right. Can we start my print before you go so that, it has a chance to be done today?
Yeah. You have your thumb drive, right?
Yeah, and I brought the Inventor file too. Okay. This. There's a diameter in the middle. This one.
I have never got a course.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the AutoCAD one. And
Oh, yeah, that's totally different.
are we using the same layer or different layer?
You can dimension it.
Yeah.
Okay, so orthogonal, let's see. It'll be like a review.
How's that? Yeah. Make sure you put all your center lines in for round parts and everything else that you need, okay? And you get it all dimensioned up correctly. Okay, so center line now, if you go down here, okay. So center line actually comes out here 1/4 of an inch. You have an 1/8 dash in the center with 6 inches. Does that make sense? Now, it is better there is. And we're going to drop one in. I'm going to show you how to do that next time. How to do that before. Okay. So this is going to, you see how easy it is, just go all these in one file. So click there, now click on that and then drag that center box out. Yes.
I don't know why that doesn't. That's the way you get around.
Okay.
Okay. So you want quadrants? Now you can draw a line. So you want to draw a line?
Yeah.
Okay, so start line here. Now, pick this, see, now you can pick the quadrant there. Pick right there. Okay, now this is north on 3D.
Oh.
This is 2D. So that one, they're drawing, so it's going to be the top view and then be your front view.
Oh. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, because I think I think it was not
The 13 pin.
yeah.
And as long as you know, this is the front view and top view. So this, the top view here is just going to be circle, right? And then this will be your front view like that.
Okay, different. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have any questions on any of these parts, don't, you know, any spreadsheet for look at them, don't be afraid to look at them, okay? And if you don't make sense, but just, you know, we can see this in options on it. Also, it doesn't make sense because of architecture and philosophy.
One of the exciting things about writing and teaching a sushi class is that I have skills and experience and a story that I can share, and I use Grammarly to help me edit.
Reach out, touch faith. Your own personal Jesus. Someone to be your friend, someone who cares. Your own personal Jesus. Someone to be your friend, someone who's there. Feeling unknown and you're all alone. Flesh and bone by the telephone. Lift up the receiver, I'll make you a believer. Takes a confess, put me to the test. Things on the chest, you need to confess. I want to live, you know I'm forgiven. Reach out, touch faith. reach out and touch faith.
Well,
Yeah, then I just cut it.
job, and only be done with one.
What are we searching for? Why have we always needed to climb higher? Why do we reach for the sky? What do we seek? Is it something in our roots? Is it the adventure? Those narrow trails, the speed, the flow? Is it the freedom? Is it the challenge? Mastering something we never thought we could do? Is it testing our limits? The hunt for a great experience? The heights? The view? The chance to look deep into ourselves? Is it the thick forests, the vast distances, the endless wilderness? Is it record-setting, being the first, the fastest, the best? Or is it pure curiosity? What are we looking for? Companionship? Old friends? New friends? Or is it the serenity, the silence, the solitude? The wonder? The passion? Why do we always want to go a little further? Since 1929, we have been a family business, making outdoor products with the highest possible quality. We still do. Our mission is to make everyone able to get out there, to that special place, that eternal playground. Welcome to nature.
See that 0.875 is there. Yeah.
We found a lot of items of clothing. Like, we'll find like swim trunks and jeans and tank top. And like, where did they go?
Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. Enjoy the silence.
Sprinting is completely different than trying to be a bobsled athlete. So for track and field, I have to be light and fast.
You know, it's been a lot of fun being a Subaru dealer for 50 years and to be the oldest Subaru dealership in the country.
You just can't believe where they've come to from where they started. That little 360, things change fast, and it could only have happened with people.
I think the thing that never changes in the car business is that you got to take care of your customers.
People like to be taken care of and feel like they're wanted and appreciated.
At Nate Wade Subaru, to take care of our customers is a 50-plus year tradition.
Okay, it's too good. Deepesh mode.
Sorry.
Gonna take my time. I have all the time in the world to make you mine.
This is EOS, and this is the story of how we make awesome. First, we search the globe to sustainably source ingredients and know exactly where they come from. Then, we pick the most natural, most delicious, most irresistible ingredients and mix them together with a healthy dose of magic. And when it's just right, we take it to the tasting room, where we make sure every tiny little bomb tastes nothing short of 100% delicious. Because when it all comes together, and you love every little everything about it, you end up with something that makes you feel exactly like you. EOS Lip Balms. Make it awesome.
Taking me where I want to be. I'm taking a ride with my best friend. We're flying high, we're watching the world pass us by. Never want to come down, never want to put my feet back down on the ground. I'm taking a ride with my best friend. I hope he never lets me down again. Promises me I'm as safe as houses, as long as I remember who's wearing the trousers. I hope he never lets me down again. Come down, never want to put my feet back down on the ground. We're flying high, we're watching the world pass us by. Never want to come down, never want to put my feet back down on the ground. Never let me down. misery and torture for me. When I misunderstood, try as hard as you can. I tried as hard as I could to make you see how important it is for me. Here is a plea from my heart to you. Nobody knows me as well as you do. You know how hard it is for me to shake the disease that takes hold of my tongue in situations like these.
Understand me, understand me, understand me, understand me.
Some people have to be permanently together. Lovers devoted to each other forever. Now I've got things to do, and I've said before that I know you have to. When I'm not there, in spirit I'll be there. Here is a plea from my heart to you. Nobody knows me as well as you do. You know how hard it is for me to shake the disease that takes hold of my tongue in situations like these.
Understand me, understand me, understand me, understand me.
Managing my type 2 diabetes wasn't my top priority until I held her. I found my Traceba reason. Now I'm doing more to lower my A1C. Once daily Traceba controls blood sugar for 24 hours for powerful A1C reduction.
Traceba is a long-acting insulin used to control high blood sugar in adults with diabetes. Don't use Traceba to treat diabetic ketoacidosis during episodes of low blood sugar or if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. Don't share needles, syringes, or insulin pens. Don't reuse needles or syringes. The most common side effect is low blood sugar, which may cause dizziness, sweating, confusion, and headache. Check your blood sugar. Low blood sugar can be serious and may be life-threatening. Injection site reactions may occur. Tell your prescriber about all medicines you take and all your medical conditions. Taking TZDs with insulins like Traceba may cause serious side effects like heart failure. Your insulin dose shouldn't be changed without asking your prescriber. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing, fast heartbeat, extreme drowsiness, swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, dizziness, or confusion.
I found my Traceba reason. Find yours.
Ask your diabetes care specialist about Traceba.
When my crimes will seem almost unforgivable, I give in to sin, because you have to make this life livable. But when you think I've had enough from your sea of love, I'll take more than another river full. Yes, and I'll make it all worthwhile. Strange love, strange eyes and strange love, strange love. That's how my love goes. Strange love, will you give it to me? Will you take the pain? I will give to you again and again. Will you return it? There'll be days when I stray. I may appear to be constantly out of reach. I give in to sin, because I like to practice what I preach. I'm not trying to say I'm on my way. I'm always willing to learn when you've got something to teach. Oh, and I'll make it all worthwhile. I'll make it past my pain. Will you return it? I'll say it again. Pain, pain. Will you return it? I'll say it again. Pain, pain. Will you return it? I'll say it again. Pain, pain. Will you return it? I won't say it again. Strange love, strange eyes and strange love, strange love. That's how my love goes. Strange love, will you give it to me? Strange love, strange eyes and strange love, strange love. That's how my love goes. Strange love, will you give it to me? Strange love, strange eyes and strange love, strange love. That's how my love goes. Strange love.
just positioning the microphone for the recording of David Garn. And the outro vocal in Wrong by Depeche Mode. 19th of November, 2008. Wrong! 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 I was born with the wrong sign in the wrong house, with the wrong ascendancy. I took the wrong road that led to the wrong tendencies. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, for the wrong reason and the wrong life, on the wrong day of the wrong week. I used the wrong method with the wrong technique. Wrong. Wrong. There's something wrong with me, chemically something wrong with me, inherently the wrong mix in the wrong genes. I reach the wrong ends by the wrong means. It was the wrong plan in the wrong hands, the wrong theory for the wrong man, the wrong eyes on the wrong price, the wrong questions with the wrong replies. Wrong. Wrong. I was marching to the wrong drum with the wrong scum, missing out the wrong energy, using all the wrong lines and the wrong signs with the wrong intensity. I was on the wrong page of the wrong book, with the wrong repetition of the wrong look, with the wrong move every wrong night, with the wrong tune playing till it sounded right. Yeah, wrong.
Well, yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Oh, thanks. I already have a bunch of dongles on me, you know, with Well, I mean, has
until it gets different.
빌보드라니.
방탄소년단이 소셜 아티스트 부문을 수상한 후 해외 투어 일정을 진행했습니다.
Seattle, I just know that they constantly.
Told us to.
Yeah, they're planning to.
You had something to hide. Should have heard it, shouldn't you? Now you're not satisfied. What you're being put through. So different now. It used to be so simple. You will always wonder how it could have been if you'd only right. Into my new world, painful to me, it's right through me. Can't you understand? Oh my little girl. I wanted what I needed in my own, but the very unnecessary thing can only do. there's nothing. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary, they can only do harm. Unnecessary, they can only do harm. Who, me? What? All right. All I needed is here in my what? Oh yeah. Come on, they're filming you tonight. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. All right, we've got one more song for you. You might recognize this one. The silence come crashing into my little world. Painful to me, pierce right through me. Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary, they can only do harm. Emotions remain, so does the pain. Words are meaningless and forgettable. I can't hear you. Yeah, that's right. Are you ready? Brothers, here you go. Here you enjoy the silence. Thank you very much. Come on, take it back. Nice to see you.
If a paraglider made a phone plan, it would keep him connected so we could share pics from up here and, ooh, from down there. Stay connected with 3 networks in 1 with Google Fi, a phone plan by Google.
Bubble drops. Squeeze ball maker from Pick Me Pops. Just mix it. Bubble drops. Fill it. Bubble drops. And squeeze. Fill them again and again and again. Your way. Make your own bubble drops. New bubble drop squeeze ball maker from Pick Me Pops. Bubble drops.
Precious and fragile things need special handling. My God, what have we done to you? We always tried to share the tenderest of care. Now look what we have put you through. Things get damaged, things get broken. I thought we'd manage, but words left unspoken left us so brittle. There was so little left to give. Angels with silver wings should've known suffering. I wish I could take the pain for you. If God has a master plan that only He understands, I hope it's your eyes He's seeing through. Things get damaged, things get broken. I thought we'd manage, but words left unspoken left us so brittle. There was so little left to give. I pray you learn to trust. Have faith in both of us, and keep room in your hearts for two. Things get damaged, things get broken. I thought we'd manage.
Unboxing twirl. Rainbow surprise, slime fashion DIY.
Hi, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Tahani. We've got something crazy colorful and crazy amazing to share with you today.
If you love DIY fashion, slime, and rainbows, then you will love the all-new Rainbow Surprise dolls.
I gotta say, I do love all of those things.
Me too, girl. Let's unbox the latest from the creators of Poopsie, who brought us these fantastically magical unicorns.
Okay, guys, so there are 4 Rainbow Surprise dolls to collect. Each box comes with a drawing of both dolls. With this one, you can get Rainbow Dream or Pixie Rose.
And in this one, you'd either get
Blue Sky
or the Amethyst Ray. Let's find out who we got.
There are more than 20 surprises to totally transform your doll's look.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know, right? I've created a signature move to help us unbox. Want to see it?
Of course.
It's called the Unboxing Twirl. Since this is the longest unboxing ever, just do a little twirl as we unbox.
Whoa! Rainbow alert, the first clue to who you got depends on the color of your blind bag. There's rainbow, blue, purple, and pink.
Ooh, we got rainbow. Yes! Open it up, Chloe.
Okay, it says socks. These rainbow tube socks are on point. Let's see what we have next.
A bottle.
So cute. Look at the cartoony rainbow and the sour cherry.
We're gonna be making slime in there.
And check out the glittery straw.
Let's see what's next.
Jacket. Look how cute. You can open it up and design it with your own slime.
That's Slime-azing. And my favorite, shoes. These are so adorable. Love the high heels and the star and the moon. Plus, we could store our slime in here.
Love them. You guys, we're only on surprise number 5. There's so many more to go. Let's keep going.
A purse.
Look how cute.
This is hilarious. It's a rainbow with a grumpy cloud and a happy cloud. I feel you, Rainbow. It happens.
Let's open it up. I bet we can keep a lot of slime in there.
For sure.
Speaking of which, it's slime time.
My favorite time is slime time.
Ooh, rainbow surprise slime. And we have 4 packets, so we'll have 4 different colors of slime.
Yay. Oh, look. We have rainbow sparkle, rainbow shimmer, rainbow magic. These are all the glittery, shimmering, amazing things we can add to our slime. Yes. Let's keep going, you guys.
Where there's a...
Just like a rainbow, you know you set me free. And I just can't get enough, and I just can't get enough. You're like an angel and you give me your love, and I just can't seem to get enough.
I like to make my life easy.
Romo mode. Good luck with that one.
Yes! That's why I wear Skechers slip-ons. They're effortless. Just slip them right on and off. Skechers slip-ons with air-cooled memory foam.
Yeah, and I worked on, I think I might have finished this.
Package for James Miser.
Once you start smoking, the consequences will find you. Cigarettes may leave you with stained teeth, gum disease, and more.
I want people to see themselves in my travel experiences so that they can see that they too can travel the world. And I use Grammarly to help me do that. I'm Dominican, and in my culture and lots of others, travel just isn't something you do. I think it's time to look at things from a different perspective because the world is much bigger than you know. Writing has always been a really important part of me. It's the place where I can feel safe to express how I'm really feeling about something. I started the Soul Flight because I realized that I had a passion for travel. That was the first time that I really had to be vulnerable with my writing, and that's where Grammarly came in for me. It was like this sidekick that's just there to tell me like, hey, you're writing in passive voice, or this is a really long run-on sentence, get it together. It helped me become a better writer and not be so afraid to share. What was interesting is that people were connecting with my experiences in a way that I wasn't expecting. It's kind of like, wait, here's a real person who looks like me, who grew up like me, and she's living out these experiences. I believe that the things that you are afraid of are the things that you are secretly ready for, and that fear is put there because it's meant to be challenging. Take that leap because what's on the other side is the person that you are meant to be. My goal is just to inspire women like me to push past that fear and actively pursue their happiness and their passions, whatever that might look like for them. That's why it's so important to be a good storyteller. My name is Wellness Gutierrez, and I'm a world traveler, a recent college grad, a writer, a filmmaker, and I'm a Grammarly user.
Okay.
I would say about the things that put me through, the pain I've been subjected to. But the Lord himself would blush. The countless feasts laid at my feet, forbidden fruits for me to eat. But I think your pulse would start to rush. Now I'm not looking for absolution, forgiveness for the things I do. But before you come to any conclusion, try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You stumble in my footsteps. Keep the same appointments I get. If you try walking in my shoes, if you try walking in my shoes. Morality would frown upon, decency looked down upon. The scapegoat fate's made of me. But I promise now, the judge and jurors, my intentions couldn't have been purer. My case is easy to see. I'm not looking for a clearer conscience, peace of mind after what I've been through. And before we talk of any repentance, try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You stumble in my footsteps. Keep the same appointments I get. If you try walking in my shoes, if you try walking in my shoes, try walking in my shoes. Forgiveness for the things I do. But before you come to any conclusions, try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You stumble in my footsteps. Keep the same appointments I get. If you try walking in my shoes, you stumble in my footsteps. Keep the same appointments I get. If you try walking in my shoes, try walking in my shoes. sun it shines. I feel you within my mind. You take me there, you take me where.
Which one should we draw together today? Someone pick one. Which one? The switch bracket? Oh, okay, well, that's an easy one. Let's draw the switch bracket then. Okay? Okay. The problem, they're all easy. Okay. The switch bracket in metric? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Let me show you how to start a metric drawing. Hopefully, a lot of you, if you did a switch bracket, you may have started in the wrong format. Those of you who are not here on Wednesday, that's okay. We can just pick up here. And then after we do this, I'll work with you individually, but I want to do a round part too with you today. Okay, and we'll keep doing some of these parts together so we can get into some really fun stuff with Inventor. Because it's kind of boring just drawing individual parts, okay? It's not fun when you get into what Inventor will really do, okay? Okay, so if you start up Inventor here now, to open up a metric format, all metric sizes and everything, all you have to do is to go to, well, let's just hit New. Well, let's just hit Part right here. I don't want to do that. So if we come here and hit New, right here. Come on, let me do that. It's changed here. Not going to worry about it. Okay. That's nice that they've done it that way. Okay,
It was collapsed, Mike. This is what I discovered. So go under File and do the new one. New. Yeah, click on New. And now expand this. Expand it. Oh,
yeah.
Click
Yeah.
the metric and then it'll give you the.
I wonder why that's ever been changed.
They just hit it. They.
Arrange things all over again.
No, it's the same thing.
Okay.
So if you go to File, hit New here, and then New here. Now, see where it says Template? You only have a US, EN-US template. Do you? Okay, you should have it. You should have it. Expand this little arrow right here, and then you should be able to see English, Metric, and Multi-Design. So go to Metric right there. With Metric, you get a whole bunch of other options. That's the nice thing about Metric. It really tells us we should be doing more designing in Metric, doesn't it? And so a lot more software is written for Metric versions than English versions. So what we want to do, you have Metric sheet metal and Metric, you have two sheet metals here. You have a standard and a standard IPT. So the one we want to use is that millimeter IPT one right here. Does that make sense to everybody? So if you'll click on that one right there, it's going to look at 100% the same, as your English. So we're going to come in here now and we're going to start a 2D sketch. So hit Start 2D Sketch right here. and then start 2D sketch again. So you have to do this every single time, and you're going to get your metric axes shown up there. Okay? So doing the switch, what is the height in the switch bracket?
60.
60. What's the width?
115.
And what's the depth?
45.
Does everyone see those three measurements? The height, width, and depth. Are we good on that, everybody? Who does not see the height, width, and depth? Anybody? Yeah, you got it.
Where do you get your 45? You're right here, but I'm not seeing
Yeah, that's the cold and depth.
Okay.
Front to back, and then our height. There.
Okay, so height.
Yep.
Okay.
Height, width, and depth. Yep. Okay? Okay, so what we want to do is let's start this on the front view. And remember this little front box right here saying this is my front view plane. It's the XY plane. We're all familiar with the XY coordinates, right? So let's draw it on this plane right here. Now, remember what I told you. When we draw our rectangle, where do we draw our rectangle to begin with? Away from the center point, somewhere up in here, remember? So draw a rectangle anywhere in quadrant 1. Do not start it on the origin. We're going to dimension it to bring it into the origin. So just get in the habit of doing that. Okay? That'll help you and save you a lot of headache. Let's go ahead and hit dimension now. And then now you can pick your origin till it turns green. It's yellow. Once you put your cursor over it, it turns green. So click that and click on the side. You don't have to be at the point. Click on the side right there and come down here. And what should this measurement be then?
0.
0. So I bring it right over there. And then I'm going to do one from there up to there and make that 0 also. Okay? That locks it into my origin now, so it won't move anywhere else on me. And if you'll get in the habit of doing that, so if you drew it without drawing it, you drew it right on the origin, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't.
So we're going to be looking.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Is this the front view?
Okay. And then that's one more dimension. Now, can you go to first
Two sides of the shape.
Yeah, you brought it down now? Okay, so always get in the habit of doing that. Just draw your random rectangle up away from the origin to begin with. You'll have a lot more success with things, okay? Okay. Now, it doesn't make sense, really, does it? The only reason I'm telling you this is it's bitten me before in the past, and that's why I'm telling you to do it so you don't get in trouble. So if you want to get in trouble, ignore it, and eventually you will get in trouble, okay? Then you'll learn your own self, right? So, okay, so here's my height right here, correct? Because I'm looking at the front view, right? So what's my height? What measurement is our height? That's one that's 60, so make that 60. And then this is my width, and our width is 115, right? Does that make sense? So there's your box to begin with. Now, that's all that is a 2D sketch now, isn't it? So hit Finish Sketch right here. And then use your scroll button, center scroll button on your mouse to scroll in and out. Move your part around. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to see it in Yes. So now you want to yeah. Now we're going to go. Okay, so you get there. You see how the stand comes in the mouse. So you can go in and out. Yeah. Go back. So pull it down and I think we're
Okay. So now, what we want to do now is we want to extrude this. So go to extrude right there. Okay. Now, so get the distance A of 45 right here. Okay. Now, I like going back, so hit the arrow going back. You can go forward, you can go back, you can do symmetrical or asymmetrical, where you have two different ways from your origin. Does that make sense? So you have to think about how you're going to create your part, how the part's going to be used. You have to be aware of that. So I like to use this one going back like that. And then hit OK. So there's our cube to begin with, our isometric cube to begin with. Now, what we've got to do is we've got to talk about features. Every feature we have on this now, we have to draw in one sketch. Is that right? Remember we talked a little bit about that? So let's start whittling this away. Does that make sense? So this is kind of a unique one because when you start machining things, you want to machine past. You have to draw some shape to get it whittled out. So maybe what we could do, what if we, first of all, cut this chamfer off right here? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because we have an angle. Do I have a distance? How do we get our distance? Okay, but now remember, when we do a chamfer now, we need a distance for a chamfer to go from, don't we? The nice thing about Inventor, we didn't talk at all about this the other day. When you add like that 0 dimension in, or gave it the 60 millimeters for the dimension, you can go like 30 plus 40, you can do 30 minus 40, 30 times 40. You can use parentheses, you can do a little quadratic equation to find out a distance, whatever you want. You can use this as a calculator and it will calculate the distance. And so what we have is that total distance minus this distance would be that distance right there, right? That's going to be our distance on our chamfer, correct? So let's see if we can get that to work for us. So if we add chamfer, so if we go up here to chamfer right here. Now remember in AutoCAD, you can do a chamfer with two distances the same, a distance and an angle, or two separate distances right here. Remember how we did that in AutoCAD? Pretty simple, wasn't it? Okay, so we have a distance and an angle, right? So hit the center one, distance and angle. Hit that one right there. What's our distance going to be? Minus 32, is that where it was? That's what my distance is right there. And that's all you need to do. Just let it do the work for you. What's the angle going to be? Type in 15. Okay, now, the one way to learn how to use things is to try to make mistakes. And then try to figure out why it did what you didn't want it to do. Does that make sense? Seriously, that's the best way to learn, I feel. So, face. Now let's say I pick this face right here. Okay? And then that edge right there, it kind of gave me an error because it's not long enough, right? So if we hit cancel, let's go back to chamfer now. Now, if I hit this face here now and that edge right there, see what it did? There was enough distance for me. So it's asking for that face, which is the surface that you're measuring your first distance on. And that's the only distance that we had, right? That's why we picked that face. Okay? So hit OK. Okay, so that's one of our features, right? Okay, now what we have to do now is let's on this side, I'm going to cut this notch out right here, kind of. So let's start us another sketch on this space here. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm purposely going to draw some lines that are not straight. Purposely draw them to show you how to straighten them back up again. Okay? So I'm going to draw a line starting out here, maybe coming into here, maybe coming down to here a little ways, maybe over to here a little ways, coming out here, coming clear out to here, up to here, here, and back to here. That makes sense? I need all those curved lines to be straight lines now, don't I? Okay, before you start dimensioning, we want to make them straight. You see the constrained area right here, you have 12 different constraints right there. We have a parallel constraint right there. Now remember, this edge here is constrained, right? So if you hit the parallel constraint, we want this line constrained with that line. See how it straightened it right up? Now this one we want constrained to this line here, right? This one we want parallel to this line here. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So don't be afraid to, if you draw things that aren't exactly straight, don't worry about it. Keep it fixed. Okay. So what we're going to do here now, we're going to start. You're always going to do this with a two-step on that space right there. And now we're going to move the line from here, here, and bring it down here. There, and I don't care about this down here. I want to go back. Okay, does that make sense? That's good. Now I made a shift for you to worry about it. So, yeah. Then you hit the parallel right there, click that parallel there. This is already constrained. That's all we want, straight. Okay, good. So, okay, face. Pick that face right there, and then that face right there. Hold it in. Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of a two-step process. Okay? Okay, now, question for everybody. How far is it from this surface to this surface here? 11. So let's add a dimension on it from here to here. That make sense? Okay. Now, how high is it here? 11 also. So click from there to there and make that 11. Now, how far is it from here to here now? 64. Does that make sense? Now, I need to know this height right here, don't I? And that's what, 50, isn't it? So from here to here is 50, right? Does that make sense? So what's going on inside our box here now? We want this this here, something like that. Like that. And so from here to here, you want 11. Type in 11. Okay, I got it for you. From here to here, you want 11 also. Now from here to here, we want to be 64. And then from here up to here, we want to be 50. Does that make sense, how we did that little thing? Now, question, how far are we going to cut this in? Are we going to go all the way through or a certain distance? A certain distance, how are we going to figure out that distance? Exactly, 45 minus 11, right? Is our distance to cut that in. You see how you can use the online calculator with it to help you so you don't have to really use your own calculator? So once we have that, all we have to worry about is things turning black inside of your box right here. We don't care about these blue things out here. We are concerned about any line that passes in here. So hit Finish Sketch right here. Now let's extrude, and then we're going to cut a distance of, what did you say, 45 minus what, 11? That make sense? Everybody get that okay?
No, my boss is.
Okay, this is 50. Here to here.
Sorry.
Right here.
Yeah.
So, put the dimension here. Now put the bottom line up there, and this line here. And now bring it out here and click it. Take that to 50. Now, from here to here is 64. So click this one here. That line and this other line here. Not the one down. Not the one going up. That one. Bring it down, click there, and make that 64. See that? That's over here. Yes. Yes.
Okay, let me do this one.
Okay. So you finish sketch now. Okay, now hit that box. Top one book right there. Okay. Yeah. Extrude. Cut. Right here. And turn over to it there. Right there. Now on the distance here, now 45 minus 11. You see what 45 minus 11? We're going from here back to here, right? The total is 45 and then this is 11. So the distance is 45 minus 11. Okay. Okay, so yeah, take over here. I think that's right here. Take it there. Take it. Get okay. See, you took your sketch and you cut it back that distance. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that one. It's all good. 60, 45, 11. Yeah. Good. Okay.
Yeah, do somewhere.
Okay. So,
Visualize it.
finish your sketch. Oh, that's what you got to hit finish sketch every time. Okay, now, right there. Okay, now extrude. And then you got that. Now pick this box here, right there. Hit OK. Well, you already did the math. 45 minus 11, right? There you go. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So you're doing that in one piece. I see it in two.
And you can do it in two pieces if you want to, yes.
Okay, so is that like a sketch each time? Or?
Yes. Anytime you do an extrude, you want to start a new sketch.
Okay, that's what I got confused.
Okay.
I was seeing it in two and not one. All right.
Yep. Okay, now, the neat thing about this is, let's do this angle across here with the chamfer command. So, what is this length from here to here? 64 what?
Yeah.
Minus 11. Do you see why it's 64 minus 11? Okay. So we can go to chamfer here, and we can do our two distances, right? Distances, don't we?
Oh, you're right.
Distance 1 then is going to be 64 minus 11, and our distance 2 now is going to be what? 45 minus 11, right? Okay. If you click that top line, guess what? There's that angle for you right there.
The other, sorry, distance 2 was.
Okay, now.
64 minus 11, 41.
Now this one here is 45 minus 11 will give us that distance here back. That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And now take this right here. Got it. Which?
Oh, I did.
Okay, I'm thinking about one here. 64. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, that because it's 45 minus 11. It's 45.
So I want to jump this line here.
Line here. Yeah, you could. You could draw another shape and cut it through if you wanted to. I think. Now, question for everybody. It was just, suggestion was made, why did I use a chamfer command? Okay, let me do it a different way for you and let you decide which way you want to do it the best. So I'm just going to hit undo here. So let's start us another sketch now on this surface right here, and I'm going to rotate him around here. So we've got a sketch right here on this plane here, okay? To let you see, you see I'm sketching on that top plane right there, aren't I? You can kind of see the axis. See it's going right through on this surface right here, isn't it? Okay, so what we're going to do here now is we could come into here now, and I could draw me a line now, maybe from here over to here, and maybe from here over to here, and down here, here, and up to here, something like this. So I get dimension now from this line to this line here at what measurement? 0. Then I get dimension from okay, now, right there, that point, right there, dimension from, now see, I can't get my dot, can I? Let me show you how to get it. If you right-click, you see where it says Select Other? Now I can get my point right there. come on here. So, now it's kind of hard to get that, so look, let's do it a different way. Hit undo. Let's dimension now from that point to this point here, and make that 0. And then now I get dimension from this line up to this line here, and make that 0. Oh, I've already got a dimension there. So we can dimension this right here and make that 0. See how I kind of just forced that into that point right there with some 0 dimensions? Again, numerous different ways of doing it. And that's what I want to give you a lot to practice with to figure out how you're going to do this. Okay? So on this one here, we got to bring this point here up to that point right there, don't we? That make sense? So to do that, I'd probably start with this point here, aligned with this point. Yeah, let's go with here. Okay, and make that 0. And then now this point here to this line here, now we could make that 0, couldn't we? And then I could make this from here, right here, from there to there, and make that 0 also. See, I kind of pulled him over there. Then I could hit Finish Sketch, Extrude, be sure to cut though, and then the distances would be through all right here. Now, the difference between 2019 and 2020 is huge on this part, and it will drive you crazy if all you know, if all you've ever done is 2019. With 2019, I could pick anywhere in this shape, and it would pick the whole shape right here. With 2020, right now, if I did this, it wouldn't cut this out here. You physically have to come and pick the part you want it to cut with the 2020 right there. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So again, it's just a little tweak in it. It does the same thing. Just realize with 2020, when you have that shape, you pick the right thing you want to cut as you go from there.